It's been raining out here. I didn't even realize. I woke up feeling a little sick this morning, but got some great ginger tea from my husband, and my son made me a wonderful breakfast, and I'm already feeling better. So I'm only going to stay out here outside for a few minutes because I better be careful. But listen, I was just reflecting as we end 2024 and move closer and closer to 2025, how fast the year went, and it's been some momentous things that have happened, and there are really some major lessons that I have, and I just want to share them with you, because if ever you're at that point in life, and usually at the end of the year going into a new year, we're at this point where we're reflecting on what we've done or haven't done in our lives, changes maybe we wanted to make but didn't make, and just trying to motivate ourselves, maybe getting on ourselves about things, and trying to set new goals. And I just want to say that there really is hope in setting your dreams and making decisions, making changes, and challenging yourself to move in a different direction. There really is hope in that, and you can do this. But some key things that I had to face, I just want to share with you a few key lessons that I got along the way with some decisions I had to make. Back in 2023, I had made a very challenging and risky decision of reducing my workload. And I'm a counselor, a college counselor, and I love doing that. But I needed to focus on some health issues. I needed to focus on some other goals that I had and dreams that I've had for a long time that I wasn't able to dedicate as much time to. So I made that decision back in the fall of 2023, and it was quite a sacrifice, for my family financially. Because, that was just a big hit, my husband is an entrepreneur, and he was making some changes as well. And we thought, we'll be okay because we were taking a chance with some business activity. Well, when 2024 began, and we're still waiting on kind of the results from our business, and maybe feeling a little nervous, but not too much. We knew we would have to wait for a little bit, but remember, we're on a reduced load by this time. And at the same time, I make a decision to really jumpstart things with my business, with the YouTube channel I really wanted to start, and some coaching and sharing things with people. I did that. I made an investment to do that. I got an assistant to help me. Now, all these things I was really praying about. I was asking God for guidance, and He led me to a beautiful person to work with me, a Christian who was my assistant from afar, a virtual assistant, but proved to be a wonderful blessing, a wonderful choice, and she's helped me get so many things started. That was a good thing. My husband had to go out of the country for a few months. That was challenging, but that had to do with our business activity. But we had to be separated for the longest period of time we've ever been separated, since he came to live here in the United States. So that was challenging. We were waiting for results from that business activity. Nothing was happening. Frustration was building. Worry was building. Financial debt was creeping up. And at the same time, I'm here taking a risk with my business activity and on a reduced workload. So you can imagine, the stress with that. At the same time, we had medical issues that came up in our family that we had to address, serious concerns, and had to make some decisions and think about things, and had that added stress. At the same time, something I had been praying about for over a year, which was to find a new church fellowship, God answered that prayer, which was to bring into our lives a sister in Christ who introduced us to where she worshiped. My son and I started attending there while my husband was still out of the country, and we really fell in love with their dedication to truth, to the word, and to loving on each other. And we're still attending there to this day. So that's been a huge answer to our prayers, and that really has helped us through a lot of these other struggles. Well, by summer, well, let me say first, in May, I finally did actually launch my YouTube channel. That was so scary. Because, you can't help but worry, what are people going to think, or, how is it going to be? And it was very inconsequential to others around me. People hardly paid attention to it. It didn't take notice. I had hardly any viewers, but I still did it. And I tried. And I was very happy that I did it, because it really was out of faith. And I knew I had to just step out there and try, because if I didn't, I would never learn the lessons I needed to learn. I would always be thinking about it. And I've been thinking about this type of thing forever. So it was time to stop talking about it, and it was time to actually just do it. So I did do that. Then I ended up saying, you know what, financially we're struggling a little bit too much here. My husband came back home, and he was going to be starting graduate school, so that was going to be another commitment, and then also more stress financially on us. But it was for a purpose, and we both wanted that. So I returned to work full time. I changed my reduced workload, but I had left just long enough to be able to get things started with what I wanted. So it really wasn't that stressful to return back to work full time. I was able to work from home 2 days out of the 5 days. So that was such a blessing. So all these things have been happening throughout this year. We had more peace around the medical issue we were facing in our family. But I also had the challenge of my son was like navigating some challenges in school and getting discouraged with that and feeling the stress around that. And I had never seen him struggle in that way before, but he really stepped up to the challenge and just faced what he had to do. But it's been a lot. It's been a lot this year. So the combination of business challenges, financial challenges, medical challenges, school, goals and difficulties and new challenges with that, with my husband going to graduate school. It's been a lot. And what I want to share with you is that when there's something you want to do, you need to make a change, you need to move forward in your life, and you're here at the end of 2024, ready to look forward to 2025, you have to know that your fear cannot make that decision for you. You have to acknowledge the fear. But the fear is just something that is there, but it doesn't control you. What has to make that decision is staying constant in prayer with God, looking for signs of ways He's answering you, making sure you're in alignment with His will. You're not doing anything against His will. But then it's about knowing that every move you make in life, you're doing it in relationship to Him, in relationship with Him. He is with you. He is Hesed. He is attached to you in His loving kindness. He is invested in what you're doing. He is invested in your being. And His whole goal for your life is that you be with Him eternally. And so all the goals that we have in this time frame in our lives between birth and death is just to simply grow that relationship, that intimacy with Him, that trust in Him. But you cannot grow that trust in Him without trying things, without taking chances, without making changes, without stepping out there. When Peter stepped out of the boat and when he saw Jesus walking in the water, and he said he wanted to step out in the boat and also walk toward Jesus, when he did that, his faith was growing. His closeness with Christ grew. But then he got distracted. He looked around him. He saw the wind and the waves, and fear came upon him, and he started to sink, and Jesus caught him. And that's how it is. But you got to step out of the boat. There will be distractions. You will have fear come upon you, and Jesus will catch you. But if you don't step out of the boat, your faith will never grow. The fear is going to be there, but the relationship can grow stronger in the midst of the fear. The faith will grow stronger as you take more of the chances in consultation with God. The business goal we had that we were working on for over a year finally came about, came to fruition. But in the midst of that challenge of waiting, and waiting is always a part of it, in the midst of that waiting, we grew. My husband grew closer to his children that live there still in Africa. He grew closer to a sister that is there working with him with a project. We both grew stronger in our faith, having to wait. We realized this exciting new goal of him going to graduate school and having a graduate program that really means a lot to him and he can excel in. I took the chance of starting the channel because I knew the pressure was on that I had to do something. If I took this reduced workload, I had to make it mean something, right? And in the midst of that, we discovered a new church fellowship. That's what I mean. Things don't always work out exactly the way you want or the timing that you want, but just the act of taking a chance, just the act of stepping out of the boat, you're going to experience Jesus catching you. You're going to experience holding on to His hand even tighter. And that makes it all worth it. So ask yourself, what are the things you need to take a chance with in 2025? What are the areas that you need to step out of the boat for? And just know, God has said He is attached to us. He has that loving kindness always surrounding us. Trust that. Happy New Year. Let's take a chance. Hey guys, leave me a comment on the video that you're watching. I want to know what you think. And also, go to the link in the description box below so I can keep you up to date with Glue and how to live that good life. Take care. Now, before you leave, don't forget, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and check out the next videos.